You're watching your Bitcoin portfolio bleed red, 6% down. Your stomach drops. Your finger hovers over the sell button. But what if I told you that Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher emperor who ruled Rome at its peak, would be buying more right now? What if this moment of fear is actually the moment that builds real wealth? The crypto markets are in free-fall mode today. Bitcoin down over 6%. Ethereum following suit at negative 6.75. The fear is spreading across traditional markets too. S&P down 0.75%. Nasdaq bleeding nearly 1%. The Dow dropping over 1%. But here's what's really happening. Millions of investors are making the same predictable mistake right now. They're selling into fear. They're letting emotions drive their financial decisions. They're doing exactly what the crowd does, and the crowd is always wrong at the extremes. You see this pattern everywhere. When Bitcoin hit its lows, retail investors were capitulating. When it rallied to new highs, those same investors were buying with both hands. Buy high, sell low. It's the most expensive psychological trap in investing. And today, right now, it's happening again. The VIX is sitting at 16.47. Not even elevated. The market isn't screaming panic. It's whispering uncertainty. And uncertainty is where fortunes are made, but only if you have the discipline to act when others freeze. Only if you can embrace what Marcus Aurelius called the discipline of perception. Marcus Aurelius faced the Antonine Plague, barbarian invasions, political upheaval. Rome was literally burning around him. Yet he wrote in his Meditations, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." This wasn't just philosophy. This was practical wisdom for navigating chaos. The emperor understood something that modern investors forget. External events don't determine your outcomes. Your response to external events determines your outcomes. When others see a 6% Bitcoin drop and panic, the Stoic investor sees opportunity. When others see market volatility and retreat, the Stoic investor sees discounted assets. Aurelius had another insight that applies directly to today's sell-off. Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. The financial media is screaming about crypto carnage. Social media is filled with panic posts, but these are opinions. Perspectives, not truths. The truth is simpler. Bitcoin has dropped 6% in a day. That's it. That's the fact. Everything else is narrative. Everything else is emotion. Everything else is noise. Marcus Sterling has been through 40 years of these moments. .com crash, financial crisis, COVID sell-off. He's learned to recognize the pattern. The market gives you discounts. Most people refuse to accept them. They want to buy when everything feels safe, when prices are high, when everyone else is buying. But Marcus Sterling does the opposite. He's learned what the emperor knew. Discipline isn't just about controlling your emotions. It's about controlling your perceptions. It's about seeing clearly when everyone else is blinded by fear or greed. The silence is where the work happens. The space between stimulus and response. The moment when you choose. Do you follow the crowd? Or do you follow the philosophy that built empires? The Stoic investor's framework starts with what Aurelius called the view from above. Step back. See the bigger picture. Bitcoin isn't just a number on a screen. It's a revolutionary technology that's reshaping global finance. 6 months ago, it was trading lower than today's crashed price. 6 months from now, today's price might look like a gift, but you have to have the discipline to see it. You have to train yourself to think in years, not minutes. To think in decades, not days. This is what separates wealth builders from wealth destroyers. The second part of the framework is what Marcus Sterling calls aggressive patience. Most investors think patience means doing nothing, waiting, hoping. But Stoic patience is different. It's active. It's strategic. When opportunities present themselves, you act decisively, without hesitation. without second guessing. Today's Bitcoin drop isn't a problem to solve. It's an opportunity to seize. But only if you've done the work beforehand. Only if you've built your conviction during the calm periods. Only if you understand that volatility isn't risk. Volatility is the price you pay for superior returns. Alex Chen learned this the hard way. He used to trade on emotion. Buy when he felt optimistic, sell when he felt scared. His portfolio was a roller coaster that only went down. Until he discovered the Stoic framework. Until he learned to separate his feelings from his strategy. Now when he sees days like today, he doesn't feel fear. He feels excitement, not because he enjoys losing money, but because he knows these moments create the opportunities that compound into life-changing wealth. The third element is what Aurelius called the discipline of action. Most people analyze forever. They wait for perfect information, perfect timing, perfect conditions. But perfect never comes. The Stoic investor acts on incomplete information with complete conviction. That doesn't mean being reckless. It means being prepared, having a plan, following the plan, especially when the plan feels uncomfortable, especially when everyone else is doing the opposite. Your Bitcoin position size should be predetermined. Your entry strategy should be systematic. Your emotional state should be irrelevant. When the market gives you a 6% discount, you take it. Without drama, without debate, without delay. This is how Marcus Sterling built his wealth. Not by timing markets perfectly, not by avoiding volatility, but by embracing volatility, by using it, by making it work for him instead of against him. The final piece is perspective. Aurelius reminded himself daily that he was part of something larger, that his individual struggles were temporary. That time would reveal the wisdom of his choices. Your Bitcoin investment isn't about today's price. It's about the next decade of monetary evolution. It's about positioning yourself ahead of the institutional adoption wave that's just beginning. It's about understanding that today's fear is tomorrow's regret for those who didn't act. The emperor faced down Germanic tribes with this same mindset. Not because he wasn't afraid, but because he understood that discipline conquers fear. That philosophy conquers emotion. That long-term thinking conquers short-term pain. Today's market action is a test, not of your intelligence, not of your analysis, but of your discipline, your ability to remain calm when others panic, your willingness to buy when others sell, your commitment to the philosophy that has created wealth for thousands of years. The numbers on your screen will keep fluctuating. Bitcoin will go up. Bitcoin will go down. Sometimes dramatically. Sometimes daily. This is not a bug in the system. This is the system. This is how generational wealth transfers from the emotional to the disciplined. Marcus Aurelius would be adding to his position today, not because he could predict tomorrow's price, but because he understood that today's price represents an opportunity, a gift from the market's emotional participants to its disciplined ones. You have the same opportunity, the same choice, the same moment of truth that has faced every successful investor throughout history. Will you let emotion drive your decisions, or will you let discipline drive your destiny? The answer you choose today will echo through your portfolio for years to come. Choose wisely. Choose like an emperor. Choose like a Stoic. The Stoics had a word for what separates wealthy investors from the rest. Next video reveals it.